Shivaraj Kumar as family living in another state and declared your language was born out of Tamil.
இது அந்த ஊரில் இருக்கும் என் குடும்பம். அதனால தான் அவர் இங்கே வந்திருக்காரு. அதனால தான் நான் பேச்சை ஆரம்பிக்கும் பொழுது நான் உயிரே உறவே தமிழே என்று ஆரம்பித்தேன். அதில் தமிழிலிருந்து பிறந்தது தான் உங்கள் பாஷையும். அதனால நீங்களும் அதில் உட்படுவீர்கள்.
The statement triggered a strong backlash in Karnataka. The pro-Kannada groups like Kannada Rakshana Vaidike called Haasan's comments in poor taste and said he does not understand the distinct heritage of Kannada language. He also drew flack from the big leaders including Siddaramaiah.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಗೆ ಬಹಳ ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲದ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಇದೆ, ಪಾಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
And now let me play out the bite of Bharatiya Janata Party, because Bharatiya Janata Party used it as an issue to target Congress, because Kamal Haasan very soon will be in Rajya Sabha with the help of a Congress allied DMK.
No, this particular person, Mr. Kamal Haasan, has always been acting smart. One should understand and one should know what he is talking. That too, a sensitive issue like languages, particularly, because language is life, language is mother.
And now let me play out the bite of Kamal Haasan in which he has tried to explain his stand.
I think what I said was said out of love, and with a lot of historians have taught me language history, and that I didn't mean anything. And let me tell you, Tamil Nadu is a place which has been open. I don't say that there's no other state like that, but very rare state where a Menon has been our chief minister. A Reddy has been our chief minister. Tamilan has been chief minister. Then a Kannadiga Iyengar has been our chief minister from Mandya. When there was a problem in Chennai, which came from that chief minister who hailed from Karnataka, it was Karnataka who gave me support. The Kannadiga said, come here, we'll give you a house, don't go anywhere. So the people will take care of Thug life, Kamal Haasan and all these controversies. Politicians are not qualified to talk about language.
Okay. Now on this issue, I'm joined by Kasturi Shankar, actor, political activist, lawyer. B.S. Arun continues to be with me. Dr. Basavaraj Itnal continues to be with me. We'll play out the graphics on the language history, Tamil and Kannada. But first to you, Kasturi, I would say, is it a storm in a teacup, or did it actually touch a raw nerve?
Okay, I can't hear you too well, so you got to fix
My
that.
question,
I think,
was it a storm in a teacup?
No, here's the thing. You know, Mr. Kamal Haasan, in his own bite, the last line that we heard him say was, politicians are not fit to talk about languages. So I think Kamal Haasan has forgotten that now he is a politician, or maybe he doesn't consider himself one, in which case it would be best left to linguists and language experts to get into all this. I will say this, in a movie called Thug Life, where the stage was populated with people, I don't think any of them had pure Tamil names, including Mr. Kamal Haasan, with Mr. Shivaraj Kumar in the audience. Where was the necessity to even bring language? Mr. Kamal Haasan started by saying, Uire, Urave, Tamile, which roughly translates to, my life, my family is Tamil. And this seems to be a recent development to Mr. Kamal Haasan's sentiments, because he has always been about languages. He is somebody who's welcome pan-India, and he has expertise. He's an extremely proficient speaker of all these languages. He speaks Hindi, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada perfectly. And suddenly now he talks about his family being Tamil, which is kind of laughable as well, because literally with Sarika ji and Shruti and Akshara, I'm at a loss to find the Tamil there really, but not in an offensive manner. I'm just saying, why would anyone suddenly try to identify everything with Tamil? I feel this is a direct rub off from his recent affiliation to DMK, which has the habit of projecting non-Tamil as Tamil. That's a typical DMK strategy.
Point you have made, Kasturi, that's a pretty cool point you have made. I never thought like that. Arun, is this correct? Because he's getting support from DMK. He's going to be in Rajya Sabha very soon. And DMK has taken a very strong language stand. In fact, entire politics is being crafted around language and ethnic identity. Arun?
I'm not very sure, but I don't think it is, because Tamil and Kannada have been coexisting for a long time. People of the two states have been coexisting harmoniously in a long time, except for the Kaveri issue. Whenever the Kaveri issue crops up, there is trouble. But other than that, a huge number of Tamils live in Bangalore and other parts of Karnataka. A huge number of Kannadigas live also in Tamil Nadu. And having said that,
you say like that, Kasturi has a point. Why should he say something like that? Knowing very well it's going to, it's like not understanding the nuance of politics. Any statement like this would have sparked controversy.
Absolutely. Kamal Haasan should know where he belongs to. He belongs to the field well. And that's where I'm now a politician. I think he should keep his activities to that. And instead of talking about language, without knowing anything about its history, he's not a linguist. So why should he be making comment on this issue? There is absolutely no need. And to tell you, Kartikeya, Kannada is not a fallout of Tamil. Tamil is not the originator of Kannada. Kannada, being a Proto-Dravidian, coming from a Proto-Dravidian language tree, is an independent language. So are other South Indian languages. There are some 130 plus languages which have come from this Proto-Dravidian tree. That Kamal Haasan should be knowing, should know at least now. These are the things. This is a very sensitive topic. Language in any state is very sensitive. And Kannadigas, over the last few years, there has been a sort of language fire here in Bangalore because of the onslaught of
another issue. Arun, it brings me to another issue. But Vajji, your take, and then I go to Dr. Itnal. What's your take on this?
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
I'm just saying, I'm just going to Vajjiullah. Vajjiullah, am I audible to you?
I can't hear you, sir.
Okay, I'll come to you. Dr. Itnal, my question is, this also brings us to one position, that the whole idea of a South India as a monolithic block. The way language controversy has taken place, it tells you that the whole identity of South India is not a monolithic block. One. And do you agree with Kasturi? Because I kind of agree with her.
That is a very, very critical question that you put, Kartikeya, because the ideological fountainhead of DMK is Periyar, the U.M. Nayakar. He envisioned the entire South as one monolithic block, as Dravidian unit. And that's why, he started this self-respect movement, which became Justice Party, which became, DMK, and then there is an offshoot of AIDMK, whatever. But the point, coming back to Kamal Haasan, is that, like he says, let it be decided by linguists, he says. But is he a linguist? He is not. And all that we know is that all these 5 languages, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, and Telugu, 4 languages, these are Proto-Dravidian family of languages. Which language gave birth to which other language? It's a very, very, silly question to ask, because languages doesn't give birth to one language to another. There is always give and take between languages. There is Persian in Hindi, there is Sanskrit in Hindi, there is Italian, there is Roman in English. So there is always give and take. There is always exchange. The languages evolve over a period of time. It's not that there are no common words between Tamil and Kannada and Malayalam and Telugu. Yes, there are. There is common syntax. And in fact, come to Bangalore. In Bangalore, non-Kannada cinema, especially Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam cinema, run better than Kannada cinema. So that is the kind of cosmopolitan, that's kind of intermixing of culture we're talking about. Now, when Kamal Haasan says, I don't question his, intention, his sentiments or his affection. He must have meant it in an affectionate way, but that is not how it is. That because when you're talking about a language or spoken by close to 8 crore people, it is very, very sensitive. And Kasturi's point about he being with DMK and because he's being nominated by DMK to Rajya Sabha, that might be, but it's a guess. And Kamal Haasan, I don't think Kamal Haasan would stoop to that kind of politics. He's not that kind of a person. If
I'll come to you, Kasturi. I'll come to you, Kasturi. Vajji, your take very quickly. Then I go to Kasturi Shankar.
Well, at the face of it, it is a movie. It happened at a movie promotion, and what best way to get attention if you don't speak about language when you have both the two big stars present over there. And that is one thing and a way to get attention. And I think Kamal Haasan looked at the easiest way to get attention for his movie. And that is what it is. Because like Mr. Yatnal said, as language, we all have taken something or the other from each other. But if you call it that it started from the root of it, that is something wrong, because we all are Dravidian languages. But nobody has, none of the languages have started with each other. They've grown together, but not from within each other's.
Well, that's part of global history of languages. Look at English, you don't know where the Latin starts and where Latin ends, We can just go on. We are not linguistics there. But Kasturi, yes, the push on part of the DMK in terms of origin politics, in terms of, organizing that symposium of historians, decoding of the Harappan script, its connection with the Dravidian numericals and numbers. I think that's a push which is very, very evident. Even from Delhi, I can see it, that there is a proper DMK push for that. So, if Kamal Haasan says so, maybe he's reflecting the larger ideological push.
No, see, again, let me repeat that just like Sri SPB, late Mr. SPB, Kamal Haasan has always been pan-Indian wherever he goes, wherever he speaks. Even when he was campaigning for himself and his Makkalnidhi Mayam in the last few elections, when he was not affiliated to the DMK, he would call himself an Indian first and a Tamilian next, because he would be campaigning to the non-Tamil speaking populace of Tamil Nadu. He would be talking to the Telugus and the Kannada speaking populace of Tamil Nadu. He would go he would have tea with Pinarayi Vijayan sir. He has always projected himself as a pan-Indian person who is beyond such narrow domestic walls. And suddenly, in a movie that is ironically named in English, Thug Life, in a movie which obviously has Ali Fazal and Abhirami and everybody from all parts of India contributing to it, in a movie that is clearly releasing pan-India. He knows it's going to be released in every language across India. Still, he chooses to bring up Tamil family, all this stuff. So I really attribute it to his recent friends. And doctor actually brought up Mr. Periyar. We don't call him Periyar, we will call him Ive Ramasamy. His mother tongue was Kannada. So Tamil Nadu is known for its welcoming nature of every language, where we don't sit around and look at the origin of which is older and which is younger. But that said, I'm coming to a more important point. That said, does it really matter to Kannadigas also? I want to know this as a Tamilian. Does it matter if one came from the other or one is older than the other? Why is this a big issue? Because, sometimes the younger sister is more successful than the older brother. Sometimes the daughter is most beautiful compared to both her parents. So you said English, right? Europe, every language in Europe came from Latin. Nobody says we are better than Latin, we are worse than Latin. Why do we have this issue of who is the oldest language? Who is the best language? I mean, this is an issue. And secondly, Kannadigas who have all taken up cudgels against Kamal Haasan, where are your questions against Shivanna, who was there nodding and clapping? He seemed to be graceful about it. Why cannot we all be friends?
Okay, Arun, very quickly, sort of a very pertinent point by Kasturi. Arun, does it really make a difference? कौन पहले आया कौन बाद में आया?
Well, it wouldn't have, but for the statement made by Kamal Haasan. A man like Kamal Haasan, whom we all respect. I'm a great lover of Kamal Haasan's acting. You know, I loved his films. But then he making this statement, needless, unnecessary, and absolutely, I mean, whether he's arrogant, whether he's ignorant, whether he's stupid, I don't know why he should be making this comment all of a sudden. And Kamal Haasan loved every language, as Madam said. And I go with her as far as, Kamal Haasan's love for other languages is concerned. But then he making, when he has acted in so many languages, why pick up Kannada here? His intention, as Dr.
That is his
Krishnan
recent
said,
disease.
may not be anti-Kannada, but then he need not have made that simple.
Okay. Dr. Itnal, very quickly before I close the show.
See, we all love Kamal Haasan. In fact, probably he has more fans in Karnataka than in Tamil Nadu itself. We love Kamal Haasan. But, this kind of statement can be construed as being condescending because languages are not born from each other. They evolve together. So that's one thing. And whatever Dravidian, literature, Dravidian agenda, if I can call that, whatever it is, whatever they come up with this Tamil Sangam literature, everything is debated. Everything is debatable. But at the same time, yes. As South India, we are certainly together. As South Indian states, we certainly have certain commonalities. Our language, our culture, even our economic and politics is quite shared. We have a shared vision. So I think we don't lose our sight over such small issue. I think this will blow over in a couple of days.
Absolutely. I thank you all of you for joining me on this conversation. It was not a debate, but I think it really stirred a hornet's nest because ultimately language is one cornerstone, or the most important cornerstone of the Indian politics. So this was on point 2. In the next on point, will be the third on point. We will look at the attempts of government formation in Manipur, but that is going to be happening after a short break.